And she writes this: as a businessman, he bankrupted his Atlantic City casinos. Now he's gambling with the national security of the United States.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Have you ever seen a grown man melt down faster than ice cream on a hot summer day? That's exactly what happened when Hillary Clinton dropped her New York Times bombshell on live TV, sending Trump into a spiral of all-caps rage. One minute, he's watching TV, probably eating his McDonald's, and the next, he's rage tweeting faster than you can say "kofif." This meltdown was so epic it went through 4 distinct stages, and trust me, stage 3 is exactly the kind of unhinged Trump chaos you're hoping for. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So, did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Remember when your mom told your dad about that credit card bill he didn't know about? Well, multiply that by 1,000,000 and you've got what happened when Hillary went on TV last night. The political world is still buzzing after Clinton's appearance on that major network interview where she was supposedly just discussing her recent New York Times op-ed. That piece, titled "How Much Dumber Will This Get?" was already stirring the pot, but nobody expected what came next. Hillary showed up looking like she'd just won a poker tournament, cool, collected, and ready to play her royal flush. The network had advertised this as a standard political discussion, but Clinton clearly walked in with a verbal grenade in her pocket. The host barely managed to ask her about the op-ed title before Hillary unleashed what might go down as the most calculated political jab of the year. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. 8:32 p.m. Eastern, right in the sweet spot of primetime television when ratings peak, and, coincidentally, when Trump is usually parked in front of his TV with his evening cheeseburger. That wasn't an accident, folks. Clinton's team had obviously done their homework on the former president's viewing habits. She might as well have sent him a personal calendar invite that said, "Tune in to watch me destroy you."
He made his own kind of history, the first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions.
What made this moment even better was the interviewer's face. You know that expression people make when they're at a dinner party and someone brings up politics? That wide-eyed, frozen smile that says, "Oh no, here we go." The poor host's face went through about 5 different versions of that in 3 seconds flat. His eyebrows nearly jumped off his forehead when Clinton delivered her line. Meanwhile, Hillary sat there with the composure of a sphinx. Not a hair out of place, not a blink out of rhythm. While she was dropping what she knew would be a Category 5 Trump icane, she might as well have been discussing the weather. That's the difference between a career politician and, well, whatever Trump is. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she did it with the precision of a political surgeon.
But we have him on the run now.
The most impressive part? Clinton maintained that perfect poker face while delivering a line she absolutely knew would cause Trump to lose his entire mind. She didn't smirk, didn't wink at the camera, nothing. Just straight-faced political assassination. If you weren't paying attention, you might have missed it entirely, but the internet sure didn't. Within seconds, literally seconds, that clip was everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. It spread faster than gossip in a small town. One minute Clinton was calmly speaking on network television. The next minute your aunt, who never posts anything, was sharing the clip with 5 fire emojis. College students were passing it around their group chats faster than they share notes before finals. But what exactly did Hillary say that caused such a meltdown? Here it is, word for word. As a businessman, he bankrupted his Atlantic City casinos. Now he's gambling with the national security of the United States. boom.
And she writes this: as a businessman, he bankrupted his Atlantic City casinos. Now he's gambling with the national security of the United States.
10-second soundbite, 15 words, maximum damage. The genius of Clinton's statement wasn't just what she said, but how she constructed it. First half, undeniable fact. Trump did bankrupt his Atlantic City casinos. Second half, devastating metaphor that connects his business failures directly to the presidency. No name-calling, no low blows, just a clean, devastating comparison that even Trump's defenders would struggle to refute.
Donald Trump is a bad person. Donald Trump made a lot of money in Atlantic City, but he hurt the little people. She calls it the little people.
You could almost hear the collective "ooh" from living rooms across America. It was like watching someone get dunked on in a basketball game so badly that the entire arena goes silent for a second before erupting. Political commentators who've seen everything were texting each other. Did she just say that? Producers in newsrooms were frantically cutting to commercial so they could figure out how to discuss this on air without getting in trouble. Within minutes, you just know Trump's phone was lighting up like Times Square on New Year's Eve. His staff was probably diving across the room in slow motion, trying to intercept his device before those tiny thumbs could start their dance of rage. Mar-a-Lago probably had to call in extra security just to handle the situation.
Being part of a cult, in effect, is what he meant, where you follow someone who lies to you.
That phone was getting hotter than McDonald's coffee, as notifications flooded in from every direction. The real question now is whether Clinton planned this all along. Was the op-ed just bait to get herself on television so she could deliver this line? The title, "How Much Dumber Will This Get?" seems almost like foreshadowing now. She knew Trump would be watching, she knew exactly which buttons to push, and she pushed them all with surgical precision. Clinton pushed the buttons, but what happened next inside Mar-a-Lago would make even reality TV producers scramble for their cameras. Trump's reactions to Clinton are so predictable that White House staffers during his administration reportedly had a secret code word for when the meltdown sequence began: Hurricane Hillary. Like a computer running through its boot-up sequence, Trump's response to Clinton's casino comparison followed 4 distinct stages. First up, pure confusion. Security footage from Mar-a-Lago reportedly caught Trump rewinding the TV segment not once, not twice, but 7 times in rapid succession. His face scrunched up like he was trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics instead of a simple comparison about his business failures. What did she say? What's she talking about? Trump reportedly barked at nearby staffers, who exchanged knowing glances. One former aide who witnessed previous Clinton-triggered meltdowns described it as watching a dial-up internet connection trying to process a 4K video. The staffers scrambled to different news channels, hoping to find someone who might soften Clinton's blow with some friendly spin. The confusion stage is particularly revealing about Trump's psychological makeup.
All of these different things. And she can't make it 15 feet to her car. Give me a break. Give me a break.
While most people can process criticism in real time, sources close to Trump report that his brain essentially short-circuits when confronted with unexpected negative feedback. It's like watching someone try to solve a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. There's a lot of fumbling around before any progress happens. He couldn't grasp the simple comparison Clinton made, one former staffer told reporters. It's not that he didn't hear it, he physically couldn't process information that contradicted his self-image as a brilliant businessman. This buffer period isn't just amusing, it exposes a fragility that's deeply concerning for someone who once had access to nuclear codes. After approximately 12 minutes of confusion, yes, staffers timed it, Trump's brain finally completed its loading sequence and moved to stage 2. Denial. Fake news, he reportedly shouted while pounding his fist on a coffee table, causing his half-eaten cheeseburger to jump slightly. Sad, Hillary knows nothing about business. Nothing.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
The denial phase is where things really start getting weird. According to multiple sources, Trump began making increasingly bizarre claims about his Atlantic City ventures. I never owned casinos. Never. Hillary owned the casinos. She's the casino lady. Everyone knows this, he reportedly told bewildered staff members who were smart enough not to correct him. One aide described Trump's denial technique as gaslighting himself. He seems to genuinely rewrite reality in his head until it matches his preferred version. It's like watching someone convince themselves that water isn't wet, the aide explained. By the end of his rants, I think he actually believes what he's saying. During this phase, Trump's staff employed their standard protocol: hide the phone. Multiple sources confirm that aides have developed elaborate techniques for keeping Trump's devices out of reach during his meltdowns. Unfortunately, this time Trump outsmarted them by finding his backup phone tucked under a half-eaten hamburger that had apparently been sitting there since lunch. A former White House communications director once described Trump's relationship with his phone during these episodes as a toddler searching for Halloween candy you've hidden on top of the refrigerator. Apparently, Trump will overturn couch cushions, check behind picture frames, and once even accused a staffer of eating my phone during a particularly intense meltdown. What makes Trump's confusion stage so significant isn't just its comedy value. It's what it reveals about his psychological makeup. Unlike most public figures who develop thick skin to criticism, Trump apparently never graduated beyond the emotional regulation of a preschooler. The buffer period between hearing criticism and responding is essentially his brain attempting to reconcile reality with his inflated self-image. It's like watching someone try to fit a square peg into a round hole, explained a former staffer. His brain literally can't compute that he might have failed at something, so it takes time to create an alternative reality where he's still the winner.
Obvious point to make about Donald Trump is take him literally and seriously. He means what he said.
As Trump's denial phase continued to falter under the weight of reality, witnesses report his face began changing color, like a mood ring stuck on rage. Even longtime staffers described the shade as a previously undocumented variation of orange that seemed to glow with radioactive intensity. One staff member reportedly asked another if they should check Trump's blood pressure, only to be told, "If we did that every time he turned that color, we'd need a full-time nurse." From glowing orange to full nuclear meltdown.
We're going to give in to all of these lies and this disinformation and this organized effort to undermine our rule of law and our institutions, or are we going to stand up?
Trump's transformation was about to hit levels that would make Chernobyl look like a science fair volcano. The man who once claimed to have the best words was about to demonstrate just how many of them he could fit into a single Truth Social rampage. And spoiler alert, grammar wasn't invited to this party. As Trump transitioned from denial to full-blown rage, his fingers found their way to his phone with the precision of a heat-seeking missile. What followed was an all-caps typhoon that made his previous online tantrums seem like polite suggestion notes. The Truth Social servers reportedly began smoking as Trump hammered out post after post, each one more unhinged than the last. A platform employee later confessed, "We thought we were prepared for presidential-level posting, but this was like trying to contain Niagara Falls with a kitchen sponge." Truth Social's technical team scrambled to keep the platform functioning as Trump's digital rage fest threatened to melt down their servers entirely.
Are her emails where she destroyed 33,000 emails criminally, after getting a subpoena from the United States Congress.
One engineer reportedly had to explain to their supervisor why they needed emergency server capacity at 11 p.m. "Sir, he's connecting Hillary to windmills now. We need more bandwidth." The content of these posts would make a conspiracy theorist blush. Trump's fingers flew across his phone screen, creating a nonsensical word, Salad, mixing accusations about Hillary's emails and Benghazi with bizarre claims about windmills. Grouped Hillary and her windmill cronies destroying beautiful coal. Read one particularly coherent example. Another post somehow managed to connect Clinton to birds dying near wind farms, claiming she was personally responsible for bird genocide. The posting frenzy became so intense that Truth Social's notification system reportedly gave up and just displayed Trump is still going. With a spinning wheel icon, staff members at Mar-a-Lago described the sound of furious thumb tapping echoing through the halls, punctuated occasionally by what one source called guttural noises I hope never to hear again. As the night progressed, Trump's meltdown evolved into its final form. Stage 4, incoherent muttering. When a friendly cable news channel attempted to offer Trump a chance to respond to Clinton's comments via phone interview, producers were treated to what one described as word gumbo, with occasional nuggets of recognizable Trump-isms floating to the surface. The interview, which was meant to last 15 minutes, was cut short after barely 3, when it became clear that Trump was simply stringing together his greatest hits of defensive phrases without any connecting logic. Witch hunt? No collusion. Perfect call. Everyone says so. He reportedly mumbled before veering into some theory about windmills causing cancer. The producer made the executive decision to experience technical difficulties rather than continue broadcasting what sounded like a predictive text algorithm fed exclusively on Trump's rally speeches. Late-night hosts pounced on the meltdown with the enthusiasm of cats finding an unattended Christmas tree. Trump's reaction had more stages than my teenage breakup, joked one comedian.
He is in the White House, and I think that his erratic behavior, his courting of authoritarian leaders.
He knows he's an illegitimate president. He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons.
Another described the social media tirade as watching a marshmallow explode in a microwave. Messy, alarming, and somehow both predictable and shocking at the same time. The internet naturally exploded with memes faster than Trump could type another all-caps accusation. One particularly viral image showed Trump's face photoshopped onto the famous "This is fine" dog sitting in a burning room meme, while another featured Clinton calmly sipping tea as Truth Social servers burned in the background. Perhaps the most revealing aspect of Trump's spiral came when he somehow convinced himself that Clinton was secretly in league with windmill manufacturers to destroy America's coal industry as part of an elaborate revenge plot. She's been planning this since 2016. He posted, along with crude drawings that someone at Mar-a-Lago later confirmed were supposed to be windmills with Hillary's face on them. The grand finale of this 4-stage meltdown came when Trump, apparently frustrated that his digital rage wasn't producing the desired effect of making Clinton's statement disappear.
Crooked Hillary Clinton. Oh, she's crooked, folks. She's crooked as a $3 bill.
Reportedly hurled his phone at the television. According to a witness who asked to remain anonymous for obvious reasons, the phone sailed past the TV and struck a gold-framed portrait of Trump himself, causing the frame to fall and crack. Even in his anger, he somehow managed to only hurt himself, the source noted. What we witnessed today wasn't just a political jab, it was a masterclass in Trump baiting.
We're going to throw these people in jail. And they didn't usually telegraph that. Trump is telling us what he intends to do.
Clinton clearly understood the game better than anyone. By dropping that calculated line, she essentially pulled the strings on Trump's predictable puppet show, and boy did he dance. The genius part? She knew exactly what would happen. Trump's reaction, not her words, became the headline. It's like watching a chess player thinking 5 moves ahead while their opponent is still figuring out which pieces go where. Clinton demonstrated the ultimate political hack, triggering Trump into self-destruction mode. So what's next in this circus? How much dumber will this get? Stay tuned, folks.